a choice, and yet so many people decide not to be free. I'm a free man and I can think freely. I think we're crazy. Coolest reasons. Honestly, I think we're just happy. I wish I could go to Neverland. I could be young forever. I could be a lost boy who found parents.
It's time for Power Hour.
Hello, traders. Welcome to the Monday stream. Starting it with gold that has gone absolutely insane the past few days. That's 3 record closes in a row. So definitely Jesus chimes for that. So you'd think a back test 3,500 might be on deck. The old all-time high from April before going higher. Maybe not. Your purchasing power's collapsing. Bonds are catching no bids. Yields are spiking. Equity selling off. Bitcoin held. Most altcoins still like complete garbage. Couple rallied. Solana. Yeah, dude, Solana, they held that support. Wild.
Texas Fartman tipped $100.69. Good evening, Solana.
Texas Fartman, thank you so much for the now tax-free tip. As of today, Trump added in there to whatever the bill is, or content creators. It's like confirmed. It's got its own specific little clause that, yeah, if you tip me, it's tip free, or it's tax free. It's crazy. I think it's up to a certain amount, but either way, man, that's like phenomenal. So rejoice. Gotta love it. Texas Fart, man. Much love. All right, so gold is the king, man. History. Not very often we start the stream with gold, then silver. Silver, highest daily candle close in like, what, 14 something years? Something crazy. Highest price, highest daily candle close in September 13th, 2011. With more upside, right? There's just, I mean, probably 41.92. And then maybe after that, 43.39. These are just candidate areas for reversals. But the major ones like $44 to $50. So pumping, man. Like somehow they're breaking out of this little major breakout channel. It was regarded as support after the breakout. So I'm wondering if it's real though. If not, then fall back in. Okay, there could be a lot of downside. You know, 37.75, things got bad. But man, this is just melting up. Precious metal miners going nuts. You know, those are later in their cycles, though, right? It was 18 plus months ago when their bottoming structures
check out Polygon
developed.
POL. Looks like it's been finally catching bids lately. Also hype in the chat for not paying taxes on this.
Ah, I feel so good.
I feel so good. That boy is good. Wu-Tang.
Thank you so much, Axel. It feels so good, dude. All those free tendies. Thank you, dude. About time, man. Right? I mean, it's probably not a big deal for people that like take sponsorships and monetize and all that, but hey, big deal here. So I just like that is a huge day for silver and gold. Probably other commodities too. Sick. Look at this freaking palladium. It actually didn't do too well yesterday. I mean, it lost all the gains intraday before rallying, but it's up now 0.61% on the new day. Platinum up 0.61% after an amazing 3% rally. Back above 1346, given enough times 1500, and then after 1500, 17 plus $100. So platinum after being a heart rate monitor for a decade, finally breaking out, and possibly, all right, it was a decade-long no trend, and now we're uptrending with tons of upside still, if you could even believe it. Good stuff. Copper, we were looking at this yesterday. This nice uptrend. I mean, you got overbought, man. Things got too hot, too fast, all-time highs, and it crashed. But what's the crash doing? It's the highest low of the uptrend. So you think it could test the 463, 465, 490 could be on deck? Yeah, that's going to be tough, man. To break 490 is going to be like a huge deal. But it's still uptrending, man. That's a great opportunity maybe for copper bros. Okay. So you got the precious metals catching the bids and not so precious. How did rare earth strategic metals do? I don't think it really did anything today. Yeah, it was actually down. Oh my God, look at this little bearish abandoned baby shooting star combination. But whatever. I don't even know if it's that because there's so many gaps, but who cares? What a freaking day, man. Oh, what? Cash settled cheese futures was up almost 5% today. Dang, dude, what a gap up. You hear me? Cheese futures. We seldom look at this one. It's untradeable, psychotic, but had a good day. Get your cheese while you can. And, you know, get your cheese while you can. Get your live cattle futures while you can, because yesterday was an all-time high close. Today was the second highest daily candle close ever. Feeder futures, feeder cattle futures, you know, right around all-time highs. Parabola, psychotic, just unreal. It'll pull an orange juice one day, but not today, Junior. Wow. Okay. Well, either way, your purchasing power's collapsing. Metals are showing us. I know, like, hey, we're not on Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin's right above my head. Look, you know, yesterday could have been a little harsh, but nothing's really changed. It is nice that we saw the buyers recapture 109,358. That's amazing. And it's cool that this little 4-hour structure, you kind of break out, but we are still below that 112 area. 112 is really important. We haven't even tested it yet. So it's like, you need a test. You need to break 112 if you're thinking about any sort of bamboozling. We're going way higher, man. 120 plus. 112 has to be broken. We haven't done that yet. And very choppy. And then at the lows yesterday, we were right here at like 107.6. You had a 2% rally into the close and then ran to a high point of 111. So it was like from the nadir to the highest point, a 4% swing on an asset worth over $1 trillion in market cap. It's wild. So they did back test 109.35801. It was defended, but okay, that's great, but you still have to break 112. Okay. We will look at Bitcoin on the daily in a moment, but we have to look at like, I guess we'll look at bonds first, okay? Something is going on that's like, it doesn't happen, man, often. I don't even know like when this happens, okay? Because I'm no economist. I just like technical analysis and risk management strategies, right? That's awesome. Chart patterns, structural development, all that stuff. But I'm not really like, okay, man, so the yield curve inversion and the repo market and bonds, and there were no bidders today at the auction. I'm not like, that's not my thing. But all I can do is like look at like the technicals of the 20-year Treasury bond ETF, and it is as bad as any of your worst loser scam coins. I mean, look at the most recent pieces of data on Treasury bonds. Okay, this is sovereign debt. People are not buying it. You have confirmed a level. Okay, here's one piece of evidence, another piece of evidence just from recent history, 2023, 2024. Forget it, dude. Go back to many years ago when this level was a resistance, support, spring back test, support, 2008, 9, 10, 11. It was just support. And now, confirmed resistance. What is this? What are these two highs? These two highs are for sure, the lowest highs of the entire downtrend that has been going on pretty much since it was confirmed as a reversal in 2020. So in 5 years, the lowest swing highs we've seen on the TLT. That's not good. You know, yield spiking. And it's like global, like the Japanese 40-year yield. My alerts were going off, and I'm like, what? So this thing, man, remember it hit an all-time high in May, and things were getting real weird. I think that's, yeah, and then it finally dumped, but just the higher lows. Look, the highest low in the history of the Japanese 40-year yield was put in. And it was the highest daily candle close we saw since July 14th. So look at this, man. There's something going on.
Mitch, can we look at link? Thanks, man.
What's up, Mr. Singh? Thanks so much for the tax-free tip. Feels so good to say that, man. Sorry, this is like day one. We'll look at Chainlink. Are you a Link Marine? Mr. Singh, thank you. Never before seen levels up here, and the trend is just so powerful. We could probably plot an awesome channel. It would probably look pretty, you know, starting here maybe. We could use even an equidistant to make it look real cute. My God, that's a really pretty equidistant, you know. 4 major touches on the bottom, maybe even just 1 touch on the top, and you get this up thrust, and now the heartline support, heading back to the overbought threshold, I guess, of this channel. Anyway, chat, anyone want to take a stab at what's going on and type it in the chat? Like, what's going on with metals going berserk, yield spiking, bonds, no demand, no bids, Bitcoin holding support zone? while equities had a pretty bad day. You know, things did recover, but not enough. But Google, it looks like they pushed off that antitrust resolution to September 2nd, when we were thinking it was supposed to be last month. No, just second day of the new month. And now it is up 7+%. It was up 8%, maybe 9% earlier.
Angry Abuelo tip $25. Tax-free tip. Can we look at Navi? Navient.
Angry Abuelo, thanks so much for 25. It feels so good, man. Oh my God. Bathing in tax-free contributions. Thank you, dude. They hit just so much harder. Great. Thank you, dude. Yeah, we will. We will do the thing, man. All right. But yeah, let's, sorry, I'm trying to reconfigure this. Okay. So, we looked at gold, silver, bonds, some yield. I mean, you could look at the U.S. 30-year yield. I don't think it's just crazy. But there's still, man, look at this. You're uptrending 4.77%, okay? I mean, it's just a, look, 1 and 2. These are the two. Look, man, this is not an opinion. These are the two highest lows we've seen on U.S. 30-year yield since like 2001. The highest major discernible swing lows we've seen. When that level was an inflection point where it was support and it rallied all the way to 5.8% back then. Look, it was resistance in 2009, resistance in 2010, resistance in 2011. It is now being regarded with confirmation as support. I mean, I wonder, is it fake? The trend's your friend, your higher highs, higher lows consecutively a very long time. Old resistance as support once and twice above the 200 moving average. It is a very healthy trend, very healthy price action correlation to key inflection point from 15 plus years ago. That's really bad for bonds, right? Extremely bad. If the technical analysis, if the TA is respected here, you go higher. You go make the highest level since at least 2023 and probably higher. Stagflation. Yeah, what do you think, chat, about this whole situation? Carry trade. I don't even know. I'm trying to look and see what y'all said, but Boomer voice is your favorite. Yeah, that's one of them, dude. We're screwed. No, we're not screwed, dude. You're screwed if you're a cash holder. Make a wish. We were at $111,111 right there. Okay. So yeah. Yields look like they're ready to go higher. Look, that would be an invalid argument maybe if we lose 4.77%, but that is just extremely good price action at this level, and they're the highest lows since 2001. So make of that what you will. Okay, so we can go back to your regularly scheduled program. We'll go to Bitcoin. Okay, and we knew there was just all kinds of support zone here. You know, you're in a lot of trouble below 106, but the good news is, by the grace of God, buyers came in to defend the December 2014 old all-time high. They did. You get engulfed. You engulfed yesterday. Now you're catching fall through today. That's very nice. But again, it's not enough. We do need to break 112. You break 112, good chance you're going to 117.
Times. Can you look at stock Indy? Prob retest 3.50, but I see a bright future.
The answer is yes, Claudio. Thank you so much for the $20 super chat. We will look, okay? No rate cuts. If they cut rates, man, it's super inflationary. If they don't cut interest rates, don't we like collapse in on ourselves because the interest rates are so high for the debt we already have, like our sovereign debt is too high? Yeah, we're in a pickle. We're in a bad spot. I think the Fed has got us here. But it's just from, I mean, in the end, it all came from government overspending, for sure. That's it. Oh, my USAID, dude, and just, I mean, think about all the money we've spent, the government has spent, and how, look, just go to just different cities. Like, I've been all over, man, like the country, and they don't look like really good. You go to like Dubai or Singapore, places in Beijing, I understand, communist China right there. Places in Japan, everything's clean and taken care of, and there's government services, right? That like actually, oh yeah, you can go on the train and there's not just like graffiti and crap everywhere and stains and scratches all over everything. I mean, our country's infrastructure has fallen into major disrepair, and after all that money that they've been spending to get us to this level of debt, it's like people, like, you know, the people in power have completely robbed us over the past 50 years. I mean, people in government like were poor, and now they have $30 million, and they're not even American citizens, and they're in the government. Just stuff like that. Pelosi outperforming Warren Buffett. Like, these people have just gotten into their positions of power and really screwed the country over. And you can see it. It's like visible anywhere you go in the country. So 112, the level to break. You break it, and it's real. I would think you would just be targeting for 116.9. That's a big if, man. Big if. Still just not sold yet on Bitcoin. Not yet. But it is nice to see that we did defend at least some levels. And we can breathe easy above 109.358. So, Ethereum finally flipped green. I just, you're in a rock and a hard, you're in between a rock and a hard place on Ethereum. The rock is 43.84. 4 days in a row. Okay, 5 days ago, bearish engulfing candle, you broke support confirmed with a candle close. For the past 4 days in a row, you've had formal bearish back tests of this old May 2021 old all-time high, right there. Fourth day now, they've done it. But it's green. But and the hard place is, I guess, holding the demand line that stems back to late June. So rock and hard place. I hope the hard place holds and we break the rock. Because to break the rock, which you thought you were gonna do, no, you'd probably be on the way to like 47.50, but you can't keep failing like this. So if Bitcoin just rolls over here and makes another lower high, and we just start retesting these lows, it's done. You're good. There's an easy 39.50 target. But it's not over yet, and we don't expect anything. So that's just where you're at. Don't lose 42.70. Okay, and then you can look. We can look at XRP up 3.4%. They are recapturing some key levels here, which is like, dang man, I'm kind of surprised, right? This is my no expectations. Like, you know, this big 265, 272 zone we've got plotted here since December. And the local horizontal line, you know, maybe the bottom of a descending triangle, false bearish breakdown, big bullish engulfing candle, going for the highest daily candle close since August 28th, could take you back $2.90, $3. So we can rest easy a little bit today that we're gonna maybe be okay for now. That's good. Not as scary as yesterday. At the low point, it was looking real bad. 270, you're breaking support, what?
Hey Mitch, thoughts on Snap?
Snapchat. We will look at it. Okay, that's all I can say. Thank you, dude. All right, that's it. That's pretty big development. Okay, from yesterday to today, you're okay above 270 and 276. Let's catch some fall through tomorrow, and then let's maybe this huge pattern we break upward 295. But again, it's like you gotta have a positive Bitcoin narrative. Like Bitcoin has to recapture 112, I think, if you want Ethereum to rally off its demand line, if you want XRP to truly hold these levels and go higher, you got to have a 112 breakout. The lower highs, lower lows, short term just cannot stand, man. We got to change it around, right? It was like all-time high, shooting star reversal, then here's your low, your high, your lower high, your lower low, your lower high, your lower low, possibly your lower high. We got to turn things around, man. We got to get a higher low, then we need to make a higher high minimum on the lesser time scales than 113.447. So, good stuff, man. Could have been bad. And then Solana could have been bad. But no, this 198 level, 198, they held it. They broke it, actually, on the close yesterday. Of course they did. And then completely reversed. Right, 198, if you know it, you do. It goes back to 2021. It's a weekly candle close, daily close from December 2021. It's just part of that inflection zone. So they defended it, and you're going for your highest close since August 28th here, but still maybe in this big structure. It's all about 216. Like I don't even care about the supply line as much, even though I know it's real. Like 216, to break that, serious consequence. 216 break could very well be an easy 243 target. You got a good trend going, right? You got a low, the lowest low, the high, the higher low, back test, the higher high, the higher low, the higher highs than this high, the higher low than this low, possibly high. You are uptrending. Remember we have it. I got rid of the channel so you can see maybe the consolidation structure we've been in since late July. So the trend is actually your friend on Solana, and remember, it is the only one of the big four that did not recently hit an all-time high. So again, 216 is the mega breakout point where, well, we're going crazy, way higher, 10%, 20% days on Solana above 216. So nice comeback though. Being beat. And it's still kind of an ugly situation. I mean, it still looks pretty bad. But hey, the neckline did not break. Of course they tested it 2 times. What was that TikTok thing? Of course. Of course the asset's going to complete a structure and go down and hit the support and not break it. Okay, 860. I think it's more like breaking 880 would invalidate all this, but man, you are a high, major drawdown and slightly higher high with big bearish divergence on the daily. It doesn't look great, but you're not going lower. Bitcoin goes higher, but Bitcoin's not really. I mean, it's 112 is everything, man. You want all these assets to continue and invalidate, right? XRP is going to break down on the descending triangle. Ethereum's going to go break that demand line. BNB here, all of them. Solana, like, if you want them higher, Bitcoin's got to break 112 some point soon. Okay. Those are your bigger cryptos. Let's run over to total market cap. Total market cap, oh, well, hey, I like how they took it down. You know, this is probably we're talking about the key to the city, because this one hit the top of the channel supply line. Look at that. That's some pretty awesome stuff. That's unlike Ethereum below this level. That's really nice. Maybe risk management, a 200-day moving average, and that's all lined up with the old highs from December, the old resistance. It's almost like they've springed. They're back testing the spring here. That could be phenomenal if we could just have Bitcoin not collapse. Like, look at that. You know, that's You are really good on total above 3.62, 3.67 trillion. Should have looked at this yesterday. That's right. That's everything. Uptrending, and you nearing kind of. They could take it down to like 3.62, and then you'd hit the demand line. Might even be a lower risk area down there, but how does this thing break out and run higher without a positive Bitcoin? It's gonna be tough, man, but I do like that a lot. right? Like anchor point 1 and 2 and 3. And then you came up here and you hit it. It was close. What happened? Yeah, right there. A lot of upside if they break this. I guess everyone having an alert set up around 3.8 trillion. That's the jump across a creek situation, kind of. Me gusto. All right, I know people were like, others looking prime. I don't know. I didn't really look at others. Others is not. Oh, I'm looking at the 8 hour. Oops. I mean, it already like put the bottom in, but yeah, it's not. It's kind of neutral. It's sideways right here. I think you're if it's uptrending and all that, you're still waiting on a 366 billion dollar target. You're just not there yet. So, still chopping. Low, high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Yeah, you're okay, man. You're still okay. In this situation, maybe stop below 280 billion. Things aren't too bad, but everything depends on Bitcoin. Everything, man. Okay. So those are your cryptos, your big cryptos, man. Let's just look at the spider real quick. They gapped it down, man. It was bad. September. Just that gap will fill, but we finally lost. Go figure. The first day of September for trading, the summertime, May to August, channel breached officially. Pretty cool how they did it, right? But that's it. It was down 0.74%. It's up 0.15% after hours. Thank you, Google. All right. Dow Jones. Oh my God, chat, look at this. This is crazy. Can anyone tell me what this pattern is? What candle was painted today on the Dow Jones Industrial Average, and where did they paint it? Tell me what this is. Wow. Sol, yeah, going crazy up 5.75%. 208.60, 72. My God, man, it's going. What is this? What is this pattern? Come on, someone give me the right answer. It's kind of different. It's I'm just gonna give you a hint. It's an insect. What's up, Amaga?
Mitch, could you look at Dominion Power? Ticker $D. Thank you for your dedication to your community and the passion you have for the art of technical analysis and self-improvement. You're a role model and don't even know it.
Dang, Amaga, thanks so much, dude, for the really kind words. We will look at Dominion Power for sure, dude. Really nice of you to say. So this, in my opinion, I know there's a little bit of a body. I think this is a dragonfly. There it is. Where we got some answers flying in now. The insect. Yeah, dude. It's the bullish praying mantis. Yeah, dude. No. It's the dragonfly. Dragonfly doji. Where? Remember when futures had already formally back tested the old all-time high ass support, but spot didn't? It didn't until today. So what was once old resistance has now, for the first time in history, been regarded as support. So I think that warrants some Jesus challenge right there. You know, and that gap's gonna fill, dude. That is phenomenal. Let me just paint it real quick. The zona. You see it? It's glorious. I'm gonna chat. Why no music? Music's there. It's just gonna be real quiet, man. Alright. Of course they did it, man. They did it to us. We lost it. We lost the channel, man. It was so cool. and then it wasn't. Gap down 0.82%. It was the lowest daily candle close since August 22nd. No big deal. That gap's unfilled. You know that'll probably fill tomorrow. Yeah, like it'll probably fill tomorrow with the Google gap up, breakaway gap. Hey, it's the NVIDIA fractal. Boom, right? Google. Humble beginnings, 168. Now trading after hours, 227 or something. Target 3 of the trade setup achieved. So I hope, man, I hope what's happening is 1 and 2 here. It's like a local confirmation low, and you just rally, run this thing to all-time highs. But it would require NVIDIA and Microsoft to do things. But yep, broke it, man. Multi-month channel on the SPIDA and the NASDAQ. Done, son. In your Russ 2000 ETF. Okay, nice channel. They up thrusted through it. They couldn't break it. 234.55 is an old inflection zone from history, back in 2021. Couldn't do it. Closed back within everything. So no breakout of any sort today. It was a false bearish, a false bullish breakout last week. I guess it was a false bullish breakout confirmed today. But I guess they closed on Friday back within this channel, but not below 234.55. But they did that today, so that's where you're at. Down 0.5%, down 0.3% after hours. Small caps, whatever, man. Is it relevant? Yeah, you would think it got a pump, a huge one, like a 4% pump when Jerome Powell started talking about interest rates getting cut. Because if they cut interest rates, it's going to be really good for small cap scam stocks that don't make any money because they can take on cheap debt if the interest rates are lower. But in the end, you know, that's super inflationary. It's not good. Your purchasing power is going to keep nosediving. So those are big index funds. One thing we haven't looked at in a minute is the DXY, US dollar currency index. It was up today, man. Oh, man. Talk about, like, yeah, there's a major long-term uptrend going back to 2009. You're pretty much at or around the demand line here. But at the same time, you're in this midterm downtrend. Kind of hit the oversold threshold of it. But if we just get rid of that, I'll make this only visible on the weekly so you can see the horizontal line stuff. You can see what's happened. They have recaptured $97. They've spring back tested. Wow. So violated key level. I'll show you how real $97 is. 97 on this chart. Resistance, resistance, resistance. You go back. Support, reversal. Resistance, resistance, reversals, right? Mega resistance, 1994. Resistance reversal 1991. It's been a reversal in 1989. It's been a support briefly in 1987. You can go back to 1974. It's been a support. So that is a very real level. No one could argue with its validity as being important. So they recaptured, they reconfirmed it as support, ran it to the next big level and sold off, and now had a nice bullish engulfing candle today. They cannot test $97 again, right? It's too much demand. So I'm wondering, like, is the DXY getting close to bottoming out? Like that, this is a big technical event. If it's respected, you go back to 100. Yeah, gold and silver miner stocks are crazy. They're just in the insane phase of their, you know, 18 months ago we had big ol' M shapes, type 2 returns, the things we look for and dream of, space-time continuum back then, and now it's gone. Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot. Second best day, second of the month, second best day to join the Patreon, patreon.com/MrTA. Get access to trade setup, my charts, premium Discord chat. But above all, you support a 100% crowdsourced streamer who never monetized voluntarily, never on YouTube, AdSense, none of that, and never accepted a sponsorship, never once got into the affiliate marketing game, could easily just pinned, you know, exchanges, paying me 5 figures to promote it to you, and I get commission off of you being on that exchange, and then they rug pull you a year later. Never got into any of that. So yeah, Patreon, best way to support me as a streamer and my team. So just saying, second of the month, so that I'm gonna say the cadence. This is how it is, man. Get over it. You don't like it, cry about it. Like, no one cares. No one cares if you have a problem with it. So yeah, we have multiple new patrons. Bruce Lee, my God, Bruce Lee, dude. Jeff N, Sinest, Prasaf M, and Tim B. Thank you all for joining the Patreon. And then we had a bunch of renewals on Patreon, but it doesn't say. But we also had a bunch of renewals in the Citadel /Patreon, which is the same thing, the Discord version of that, it's identical. So real quick, just want to give a big shout out to DeBall. Thank you for the 5 months continued support. That renewal today, 1060. Thank you for the 2 months. That renewal means everything, man. Thank you, Joma, for joining the Citadel for the first time ever yesterday. Blinders Off, thank you for the 19 months continued support. J-Dog, thank you for the 9 months continued support. I had my book since the freaking 22 month support. Arm Barn, thank you for the 15 freaking months, dude. Angry Bolo, thanks for the 5 months of the just the tier 2 or tier 1 membership, not the Citadel. Primate, thanks for the 11 months continued support. The Road, thanks for the 8 months continued support. Fab, thanks for the 4 months continued support. Bro Zord, thanks for the 9 months bringing continued support. These are all renewals yesterday / today. So thanks to each and every one of you, everyone in the Patreon. No, I'm grateful. Your name doesn't generate on the renewals. So thank you, dude. Thanks to everyone. Okay. So let's go to these Mag 7s and let's do a damage check, Captain Picard. Damage assessment. Let's go to NVIDIA first. Big yikes. It was way worse, and then it wasn't too bad in the end. It was only down 2%. Whoops. Yeah, you had like a rectangle, and they kind of lost it. You have an unfilled gap, which you would think this unfilled gap will be filling soon. Like, I mean, maybe tomorrow they fill it. But after hours, it's down 0.6%. So all we know is what a spectacular run. An impulse wave that lasted, pretty much impulse wave lasted 115 days, and now we have begun a consolidation phase. Not been going on very long, just late July to now. And after hitting a 1-for-1/4 fib extension, only other of the Mag 7 to hit a 1-for-1/4 fib extension was Microsoft, that exceeded a 1.618. And now it's maybe going through correction. Lots of unlimited unfilled gaps below you. So if they're going to correct it, use your imagination of targets. Maybe 153 if things get bad. You wouldn't want that. Because remember, this is 8% of the overall S&P 500. Never before have we had an asset with that large of a weighted market cap for the S&P 500. So not good for your index fund, at least the NASDAQ and the Qs, if this thing draws down more. So let's just hope they fill the gap, and maybe it was all a bad dream. All right, second worst performer was Amazon. Gap down, but not a big deal. But in a way, I'm a little concerned, right? Because, hey, man, they're pivoting. We're rallying. We're probably going to go test that 230, 250. They did it last week. And, man, talk about price action correlation to a key overhead resistance. They did it, right? It's like perfect. And it's like 1, 2, 3 peaks. Oh, God. So down 1.6%, not a big deal. Down another 0.24% after hours, and that gap's unfilled, so they can go fill that. I'm going to be a little cautious on Amazon until they actually break 230, 250, because you could be topping out here, and we have no idea. We just don't know. There could be literally zero upside left on Amazon for a long time if they're just doing this, and we don't break 230, 250 soon. Could be cooked. So that's just, they're confirming that level as resistance again, man. That's not a great thing on Amazon. I hope they break it, and then we can say it was all a bad dream. All right, Tesla down 1.35%. Yeah, disappointing, but I mean, below the 200-day moving average again, still holding, broken out of that like triangle, still making a higher low. I don't know how long this is going to take to resolve. A bad macro is just not good for this one. Up after hours, 0.5%. They did fill that gap. It really was a pretty tame day for this one compared to some of the others that have been, man, they were down. Like, I mean, I think NVIDIA was down almost 4% at the lows. This wasn't too bad at all. I mean, at the lows, you just got a back test of the supply line as a demand line. That's it. So pretty tame and up a little bit after hours. All right, Apple is up. I think it might have something to do with the Google antitrust resolution, Google Chrome, all that. Someone tell me what happened with Apple. What exactly made this pump too? Currently trading after hours at its highest price since like March 10th. That's very nice. Up 2.67%. It was up more. It was up a lot more. It was up almost 4% at its highs. But that 237 level, you'd think by tomorrow, maybe they go test that. If you can break 237, you have a clean shot of 247 to 250. So Apple, it looked kind of cooked, right? Where you have, right? Not an opinion. 233. It's a swing high reversal from August of last year, September of last year. It's just there. Well, they upthrusted, then they back tested the upthrust, and you close the week below it, and then you gap down today, and it was like, oh man, that's ugly, confirming a top there. But after hours, just up. It looks like that, but it's not because of the price action after hours. Google, who cares? Google is the king, man, because after hours, it was up 8+%. So I really monitored this one since I'm up. You know, it's the one for me. It's been the one for me since late June. And now here we are trading above the price discovery major 1272 fib extension from the highest point to the lowest point of that correction. That's how we anchored. And here it is, 225.12. You're just going to gap up there unless something crazy happens. You're just going to be gapped up 7%. I wonder if it's high volume. And that's maybe price discovery. They could like, you know, we open tomorrow like this, and then we come down. It's like you can't fill the gap, and then that. And that's a real price discovery breakaway gap. So target 4, if you don't know, is $250, $248. No one would believe it. No one would believe it. June 26th, that fateful day. No one. No one would believe this, dude. No, dude, NVIDIA's the one. Here it was, June 26th. Humble beginnings. Just easy to construct a trading plan with a strategic stop. And then boom. Right now, currently trading at target 3. So, Jesus chimes. And then target 4 is way up here. So currently, the entry, 173.12, if you will. So currently, Google is up 30%. 30% in 64 days from the entry. Pretty good. Calls, GGLL, you're up tremendously now. So that was one that it was also kind of like, oh boy, they're respecting this channel again. You gap down, you got as low as 206, and now 226. Glorious. All right, Meta. Oof, kind of lost the channel. Nice rally. It's up after hours. Like, so it literally is flat now. It was down 0.49% after hours. It's up 0.47%. So you're literally down 0.02% overall on the day. Meta, I really want to see us get back above 735. If you get back above 735, that means you're getting back inside this channel and you're getting back above the old all-time high from Valentine's Day. So that's a big deal. We really want to see Meta get back, okay? And then Microsoft, the best performer today, did make an intraday lowest point since July 8th. That did happen, but again, in the end, it was the best performer. It only closed down 0.3%, but it is down another 0.5% after hours, so down almost 1%. overall, well, yeah, I mean, not much to do. There's nothing here. Like, it's just kind of $500. Yeah, I guess that could be maybe a support resistance. A swing high from July 1st, swing low from July 23rd. $500. It doesn't make much sense to own Microsoft below 500. That's for real. So there are your Mag 7s, dude. We got 7 minutes to your daily close. We're enjoying the very interesting day of metals going berserk in a positive way. No bonds on, no bids on bonds. Bitcoin kind of doing okay. That maybe gives a very small glimmer of hope for crypto. With equity selling off and Bitcoin not doing the same. All that's very interesting. The VIX at one point was up 20%. Pull back some. Google now, like, very interesting day. If you're enjoying that, the coverage of that, hit that like button, the bell up. Thank you so much for being here. All right. What do your Mag 7s do? So yeah, we do have requests. It is true. My God, yeah, the VIX is up 20% now. It only was up 6%, 6.5% by close. But dude, look at stuff like NGD. These are the Kangs of the Kangs, man. It was there. Like, if you were a member of this community back in 2023, the setup was there. And for so long, dude, how long is it going to take? Dude, it was perfect. It's like ACHR on steroids type situation, right? Trading range bottom, M-shape completes. They back test it. They hold it, confirm a bottom, higher lows, more than before, breaking resistance. And look at it now, man. Highest level seen on NGD since 2014. And parabola, I mean, it's running away now. So a blossoming harmonic framework. This is what we're hoping on LAC one day, man. I know it's down 5% every day. It's up 4% the next day. It's never going to happen, dude. But you're down here still on that one. But these are the ones you're looking for. Long extended drawdowns and then the M shape. The range and then the M shape. And the M shape just happens to 886 complete at the bottom of the range. That is the dream spot for entries, tight stops. Knowing your upside potential could be massive. Wow. Gotta love it, dude. Stuff like Baba Booey. Come on, man. We're waiting on target 4 of the trade setup posted August of last year. August 5th. Hey, remember, dude, we just looked at completely different sector of the market. Completely different. But at the same time, identical. Come on. What Chinese e-commerce giant versus gold silver miner. Nothing in common, but the technicals, it's the same picture, except one's further along than this one. One day, Baba will be where NGD is. NGD would be like up here. Now, but the way, the genesis of the whole trend reversal is the same. So Baba, great day today. Waiting on 164 so we can finally conclude the trade setup. It has been a dream of all dreams, man. So educational. You see right here, right? August 5th. It's just the same thing over and over and over again. Nice price action correlation with accumulation already evident. Of course, you had the M shape. And then it's just target 3, and we're just now waiting for target 4. I just hope, like, you know, these things can... I'm just hoping you're on your trading journey. Everyone is, right? I hope these are just, like, these streams are helpful. So you can come back, oh, yeah, I remember that one. And it just gets beaten in your head until you're like, I know what a decent trade setup is. I know how to construct a trading plan. Versus, oh, dude, I'm just going to buy in a long-term downtrend. I'm going to buy at peaks, all-time highs. I mean, it's crazy. Yeah, you had more like CDE was crazy, dude. Started with a spring back test, February 2024. Look at that, man. That swing low. Recapture, reconfirmed. Kind of doing what DXY is doing. Look at that. Highest price seen since 2016. Amazing. Somehow Ulta was up 8%. I don't know. This, you know, Ulta, wow. Was definitely one of the worst performers on the S&P this year. But look at that bullish engulfing candle today. Nearing 552. Crazy. Warren Buffett owns this, I think. ENR. Energizer. My God, man. They took it to the basement and now it's recovered. Hey, dude, if you're back above 2668, this is very interesting. Yeah, if you're above that March 2020 COVID crash low, it is interesting, right? They could be bull flagging it. Gap up, and that possibly is a breakaway gap. Extremely high volume and huge gap up. It could just be bull flagging. You wouldn't want to own it probably below 2650, 2660. But hey, man, if you're above it, you might be okay. That's the basement, dude. You've recaptured the basement. Hey, Domino's Pizza, dude. Let's freaking go, chat. Let's freaking go on this one. Right, long-term uptrend, the bear shark played out, but then, you know, buyers recaptured the key inflection zone, and then you started seeing a consolidation phase. But hey, we know this pattern. The rule of three, and then low. We were talking about this last week, I think, at some point. You got a low, then the slightly lower low right here. You were diverging on the RSI, but it's like on the third valley, you got a local confirmation low. What did they do today? They recaptured the 200 simple moving average. I mean, this could be setting up for 537 to 550 again. I mean, this is just easy to manage risk, space-time continuum. I mean, you probably don't want to own it below 437, 420, but I'm just wondering if we're going to come back here at some point in the future and be like, dang, dude, remember that time there was positive price action correlation to a key level and there was a nice predictable accumulation signature there above it? We recaptured 200. Bullish 5-0 already, you know, type 2. All right, there it is, chat. Daily candle close. We did it, man. Sorry, I was just like looking at some of these assets that were big gainers today. Domino's Pizza, dude. Okay, and then we had the other one. What was PZZA? Which was Papa John's. Remember the potential inverse head and shoulders? It was at a pretty good level. Let's see if it did anything. Is it still? It's still okay. I mean, it didn't have a good day today. Domino's Pizza took all the liquidity from Papa John's, but anything above 38.65 is actually pretty good. Remember, this is a key level too. So, I'm wondering. Okay, let's look on the lates. Look on this, bud. Let's go, Black Mamba. Let's freaking go, dude. Yeah, back to Bitcoin, top of the hour. Just check it out on the close. We had a pretty good. We had a situation where you had a bullish engulfing candle confirmed yesterday, and it was crazy, right? It was like within the last few minutes, a 1.7 to 2% rally off the lows, of course. They did that. It was crazy. If you saw the candle in the 4 hours, freaking nuts, dude. Look at this. It was right here. We were like streaming and we're down here, and then like stream ends, and then like a couple minutes, like 2%, and then just broke this supply line. So that was good. So you engulfed, and now today you caught a follow-through candle to confirm the bullish engulfing candle. And what's great is you've recaptured all key levels, not all. 2 of the 3 in this local area. You've got 4 actually. You've got 106, you've got 108.4, you've got 109.358, and you've got 112. So holding above all of these, but I really think you want to get back above 112 because there's just nothing there above 112. It could be a quick shot, $4,000, $5,000 higher. And that's it. That's the level. So maybe we'll go test it today or something. I hope so. And yeah, people were like, dude, there's bullish divergence. One thing I like, yesterday, this was bad, okay? This was before that stupid price action. We were at the lowest RSI we had seen since April. We had lost neutral. We had fallen into the bearish control zone, and then it's, of course,
And then, just like that,
buyers have recaptured neutrality, neutral strength. So that's good. That was concerning. And then people are like, dude, there's bullish divergence. I mean, here's a low on price. Here is a lower low on price. And you do have lower levels, even though you have so much negative momentum. Think about it, they could take it lower and we get triple bullish divergence later. But yeah, that's what people are saying. And you can't say it's not diverging to a degree, this low to this low. But yeah, man, I think triple divergence would be better probably. I mean, look, they did low, then slightly lower low here, and it was a lot of negative momentum. It's very kind of similar. Like they lost neutral on the lower low on a back test before going higher. Yeah, tricky. Bitcoin has never been easy, man. But all we can do is talk about the levels. So to break 112 could be glorious, really glorious. What I'm wondering is, no one's buying freaking bonds. No one's buying sovereign debt. But they're buying metals. We know that. It's like clear. All right. Fiat, there's something going on under the hood that is very bad. I'm no economist, right? It's bad though. Because this isn't something that happens like ever. But now it's like, with a situation where something's like really not ever happened anytime in recent history, this is the newer asset class, crypto, but mainly Bitcoin. So it's like, will Bitcoin act as some sort of gold, digital gold for real, that people believe in storing their money there for better yields because they're not buying bonds? They're buying metals, but are they also gonna own Bitcoin, and Bitcoin's gonna also play a role going forward? You wonder, like with that confirmation low of the yield, the 30-year yield, dude, that means the yield's going way high. That means bonds going way lower. So it's like, are they gonna buy this right here? It's very, we're living in very historical times, which is cool. But it's like historical times like this, it's like, we don't know. I mean, it wouldn't matter. Oh, Bitcoin goes to 100K. Who cares? Price isn't relevant. We know what it is. Long term, it can go to 100K. It's going to be 150, 200 one day. It's going to be higher. Okay, anyway. Yeah, spicy times. That's right, G-Dog. Very spicy times. But it is an honor to be able to get to cover these times with you. Hands down. That's like creating community where we can use technicals to try to maybe figure out what the buyers and the sellers are doing. And what we've learned about the technicals, the highs and the lows, is the TLT is worse than your worst scam coin. Like, it is doing just as bad, I guess. Like, oh, you could put the TLT on your scam coin watch list, okay? Look, dude, your scam coin watch list, okay? A bunch of scam coin. You put the TLT in there and you put a blindfold on the ticker. Oh, it's the same thing. I mean, there's some gaps here, but that's just probably Pundy coin. That's not good at all. But the thing is about bonds, why would people buy them? What's the yield of buying a 20-year treasury bond right now? Do you know it, chat? What is it? What's just a 20, year yield? What is it? 4.9% on your money. Monetary debasement's like 11 to 15% a year. With CPI, 3%, 2%, it's all lies. All lies to prevent a revolution, war, whatever, civil war, because of the debasement of our currency so bad. They move the goalposts all the time. Monetary debasement is double to triple what this is paying out yield. That's the problem. Mega problem. So why would anyone in their right mind buy bonds? If you actually know what they've done, you wouldn't. You literally wouldn't. So and now the These countries are not buying them. Okay. So we do have these requests. Let's knock them out. I know to go to the bathroom real quick. Coffee ran through me. I had a big workout today. Let's see here. Yeah, Texas Fartman said Solana. That's right, dude. What a bullish engulfing candle. Back to 209, like almost nothing happened. That's a huge engulfing, man. That's 6.25% close. It's freaking good, dude. But remember, if you're a Solana fan, 216's everything. To break 216 is your promised land. That is blue skies, green grass. So be on the lookout. Everyone in the world should have their alerts set up around 216, 217. Because that's where you want to really be looking at the chart. Okay. Ethereum, what they do, rock in hard place still, right? Traded below for 4 days. All 4 days. Failure from buyers to keep the price propped above 43.84 before the close. And that level is not a joke. It is certainly real. Look, May 2021, there it was. That's bad. Price action correlation to a key level. Negative price action correlation. But on the other side, the hard place, the demand line of this, like, you know, little trend. You've been uptrending since June. Like that little correction concluded. And you're just sitting there. So it's like you're just praying for Bitcoin to break 112. If Bitcoin can break 112, I think you got a good chance on Ethereum to recapture 43.84 and run to 47.89. Because it's all dependent on Bitcoin, what it does. Bitcoin's going back down to 109, 358, 108. Dude, it's cooked. It's a very real target of 39.40. That's where you're heading. So pray for Bitcoin. That's all I can say. XRP, I think really big deal. That was a nice 3.74% candle close or day yesterday, but it's amazing because 272 was defended again. The like big descending triangle, like the bottom of the pattern has been recaptured, so you got a little breathing room. You can just, oh man, all right, as long as we're not below 272, we're okay for now. And that's all we got on XRP. You didn't make a higher high or anything. You did recapture a couple levels, but there are other levels above you that you have not even tested yet. So it's like, it's neutral. It's better than bad. It could have been really bad, but we're okay until we fall back below 277, 272. You might be all right. What's kind of crazy about XRP and makes me kind of hopeful is you have not seen positive momentum on XRP since July 24th. Look at this effing histogram. So maybe we're gonna finally, the false bearish breakdown. We start going.
/Atlas interstellar object getting close along with massive solar flares last week.
Oh yeah, the alien. My Harvard professor said it was a hostile alien, dude. Yeah. It's not. That dude's huffing paint. Okay. There are no aliens that are. Look, dude. There are aliens that possess the power and ability to travel to us. They're not going to make contact with us. We are ants. We are a level 0 civilization. We are a nothing burger on the Kardashev scale. Okay? If extraterrestrial beings are able to make it to Earth, they're not doing conventional space travel. They're just not. Yeah, dude, let's head on to Earth in our spaceship. That's not happening, dude. It's going to be like a level 3 plus civilization where they have manipulated physics. Okay? Space and time is whatever they want it to be. Like we can create fire, they can manipulate space and time. So I wouldn't worry about it. Okay? I think beings that far along in their civilization would probably look at us just like, yeah, man, they're not going to try to kill us or end us. We're nothing to them. We have nothing that we could provide to them. So, anyway, we looked at these again. All right, let's see these requests. So we have first tax-free tips. Solana, we looked at it. Axel wants Polygon.
Bow to your sensei. Bow to your sensei.
Polygon, dude, how good would it be if the Nasdaq just put in a confirmation low right here, and these two lows are higher than this low? It's almost like an M-shape type 2 return, right? It's not quite right. It might be a shark, right? But this would be type 1, type 2. That would be so freaking cool if that happened. I hope so. So we could extend this crazy run. Polygon, POL. That would be hold on. Poly, 21 shares. ETP. Let's see. I don't know, man. If you're talking about, you said Polygon, so that's Matic. We know Matic. Been catching bids. Yeah, it has been. Holy crap. I mean, it's cool and all, right? I haven't been here since someone requested it. They broke the ascending triangle, but we discussed the controversy of breaking this level. It's still not good enough. Your upside is not blue skies. You have very real limited upside potential just above the breakout of this structure because, yeah, back from 2021, 2022, 2024, 2025, you have to recapture 31 cents, 31.5 cents to really get excited about this one. Yes, a low, a higher low, another higher low coming in, a higher high in the previous highs. Very true. But it's just not that simple because you have to see prices back above 31.5. When you do that, if you ever do, Mother of God, it is a no-brainer 50 cents. Like I'm just saying, if these buyers are ever able to capture this level again, and maybe we get some positive price action, retesting it, reconfirming it as support, your upside potential for real is like 60%, 60%, but you're just not above it yet. So it's like, I hope for the day for you, Axel, that it breaks that so we can go up 60%. Okay, that's the target, 50 cents above 31 cents. All right. So. Old Polygon. All right, chain link for Mr. Singh, a link marine. A chain link. Well, you know, above $20. The target was $26.87. They hit it, and that's it so far. The correction since hitting it has been extremely shallow / mild. Not too bad. In terms of risk management, very difficult. Like, I don't think you can truly manage your risk optimally until we get back to $20. That's what you would want probably if you cared about like value and back tests. You would probably, like, you may not get it as, but of course, right? Flipping coins in between two levels, $20, $26 or $27. But you would probably want something like this. Like, then you can set up an entry strategically, a stop loss strategically, and you know your upside's back to $26, $28. But you're kind of in, yeah, they're kind of holding this one peak from March of last year. It's not in the space-time continuum where we really want it to be doing. Like where BABA was, where ACHR was, where the DXY kind of just was with the springback test. You want price action correlation to key levels. You don't really have it here because you do, but it was just recently a resistance and it's pulling back. So it's like if you want to set up a trade, you probably want to do it around 20 if you can help it. But I understand everyone wants it to moon. Oh, hidden bullish divergence maybe could be developing already on the histogram. Sure. It's just harder to. How do you set up a trading plan here? It's tough because it falls below $22. What if I'll have a stop loss below $22. What if you get stopped out and it goes to 20 and then starts doing what we were talking about? You got a better argument down there. Okay. Let's see here. All right, that was it. Navi. Isn't that, huh. This is the weirdest thing ever, right? Chat, wait a second. Chainlink was requested formally. And then after Chainlink was someone, Angry Abuelo, completely different human being. The next tip was Navi. Navi, that is the name of the fairy of Link in Zelda. Is this real life? Am I wrong? How could that happen?
Marijuana's bad.
Wow, I don't know, man. Wow. Anyone else get that? No? Any nerds? Okay. Navient Corporation, Navi, Link's Ferry. Listen! Yeah, exactly, dude. Nerd alert. Heart rate monitor here on this one. I'm not sure what it was, Mr. Abuelo, that you were looking for. Maybe you're like, okay, there's this swing low from 2022. It's a little zone here, an inflection zone maybe. So he's talking about 1248 was recaptured, reconfirmed here. Yeah. Issue is it's not really clear what your upside potential is, right? I mean, I think your upside potential would be 1570. Oh yeah, of course, 1572. So your upside potential isn't like massive or anything. Yeah, I'm just not sure about this one. I get it, right? You are doing the thing. So stop loss below 1217, but your upside may not be equitable, is what I'm saying. And you also aren't trending well, right? You're kind of like lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. Then you put in the lower high, the lowest high, and then you did finally put in a higher low, which is true. And you'd be like, my inverse head and shoulders. Sure, maybe. So again, if you were wanting to play it, Angry Abuelo, your stop would probably be 12 bucks, 12.10 or something, and then you're probably not going to take profit at 15.72. It's not going to make sense. It's not going to be 3-1. You'd probably have to target for like $19 and hope that they break 15.72 the next time they test it. Okay. So that's what I got for you. That's about it. That's it. Okay. Thank you, dude. Indy for Claudio. That's right, Joshua. That's my favorite one, dude. I sport that one all the time. Don't throw it in the dryer ever. I never put mine in the dryer, and it looks amazing like the day I got it. So, Indy Semiconductor, probably a 350 retest. You see a bright future, dude. If it was like this, I would be like, hey man, that's a Inception long-term uptrend, but it's not. You put in the lowest low ever. You've now put in the lowest high ever. You're talking about a retest at 350. How about 320? Oh my God, chat. We'll come right back to this. The Japanese 40-year yield alert has just gone off. Oh my God, they gapped it. It's gapped up at the open. That's how bad things are. They're gapping up yields. Up 0.86% on new day. Way higher. Very bad, boy. I'll just play it for the bond bros.
Very bad, boys. Very bad.
Also the fiat bros. 350, not dude. 317. That would be probably it. I just think about what you're doing. Like if you're promising for a bright future, you said, but the trend is lower highs, lower lows, all time. I mean, how do we even we channel it? Maybe see that there you go, right? In a way. I think like all this chop here, this is where like a channel is, and so it's like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now 5 is you're like confirming the supply line as a supply line, right? I mean that's kind of what you're doing. So in a downtrend, that's like, hey, low risk for a short. Almost like, all right, would I just have a stop loss above like 511 and let this thing, I mean, I'd have to be targeting for a minimum 260. You can't do 315. It's not equitable. You probably should be going for like an 886, something like that. Like you get right. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. Right, the other way around. Hey, the channel, the uptrend, like the confirmation low at the demand line, slightly, below that would be your stop. And that's all that makes sense to me because the trend's all time bearish, and we're also in the worst month of the year for longs. Right, September is just not it. So I think you got a better chance of going an equitable short than long. Okay, so I just no thanks, dude, but thank you, Claudio. All right, snap for Nate. Yeah, man, it would be nice. I mean, this is just beginning of new day price action. You don't even have a shadow on the downside on the 4 hour. You almost always get shadows on the bottom. But maybe this time's different. Okay, so snap's interesting because it could be. All right, it could be. It's a 113 chart, and then wow, how about look what they did, man? Because I haven't been back here in a while. They high to low. Oh my god, dude, what a perfect bearish 5-0. It was a type 1 reaction. You never got a type 2 return, but how amazing is that? They even spring back tested the key levels and ran it up to a 50% retrace, and then rolled over, and then earnings killed it, and now it's at its lowest levels since 2019. They formally filled a gap back from 2019 recently. But yeah, so the 5-0 could be turning into a harmonic optimum price. It's almost impossible to manage risk here because you don't really have much of any support looking left. Maybe a swing high at 664, but probably was requested by Nate because it's like you got the M shape. Maybe they're trying to put in a slightly lower low and it's a type 2. It'd be, it's really tough because your upside's only going to be 789 to 805 from here because you don't know if they're going to be able to recapture it. There could be tons of supply there now. But, yeah, really, really tough one, man. It's a tough one. You want this to all be completing above key inflection points. It's not. So, like, something like, remember GameStop, that everyone was going to give up on it? It could be, there it is. Dude, see the M shape, the harmonic framework, the type 1, the type 2. You never lost 2156. It was up 4.46% today. So the type 2 return, you could just be looking at a local confirmation low of the type 2, which is really strong. And they recaptured 2320 today. This is a big deal, huge deal. Candle closed back from February 2022. The upside could be insane. $27 given enough time above 2320. So I'm just making an example of like what you want with that harmonic framework. And it makes it just easier to construct a trading plan. Snap, it's going to be like, where do I set the stop? That's a good question. I don't know. But you can't say it may be dead, maybe not. I like this one because it's got an 886. These are all more than before. So every swing low is higher than the previous. And that is a signature of accumulation. More people buying this, holding on to it. Some more coming in, even if it's super subtle. That's a big development on GameStop, chat. Big one. I've been the chat for GameStop. Nate, thanks again, dude. All right, Amaga wants D. Well, Dominion Energy or, yeah, Dominion Power, yeah, Energy. We've been here. Yeah, it's been a minute, though, and what we saw was a formal back test of, dude, all about the key levels from history, right? You see that? It was resistance all time from 2007 before the reversal. My God, dude. You gotta love the structure back here. All the way from May 2007 all the way to July 2008 before the collapse, the global financial crisis. It was a signaling momentum shift into the hands of the sellers. Inability for the buyers to break that newly manufactured resistance all-time high. A dream, man. Sorry, when we go back, I know to see stuff, it's like that is so perfect. But one day later, many days later, they recaptured that key level. Then they reconfirmed all that as support before a huge all-time high run. And here we are, where they one time, two times, and they ran it up. And now you're up against resistance once and twice. 6182, another big level. Look, a swing high from 2013, a swing low from 2018. Recently, November 2024, it could be double topping. So you have extremely high risk up here. And this thing could dump all the way back down to $49 or at least $53. So not in a spot for being able to know your upside. Could be extremely limited, could be zero, because 6182 could be the extent of your upside potential, which is like nothing. It could be confirming a top here and going way lower. So it's like nothing we can do to construct a trading plan, right? With the framework, with all the stuff we know. Bitcoin just saw $111,700 plus dollars. Maybe we're going to get that 112 test. I think you would get it, right? You'd get 112 tested, even if it rejected it and reversed violently. Oh my God, I think you'll get it. I would hope we break it always, but that's got to be tested, because look, they broke it and never formally back tested it. Like, this is a big deal, dude. This is that old all-time high from May, right here. But then it was a swing low. It's that double tops confirmation line. So to recapture it could, throw cold water on a very bearish looking pattern. So I just, this one, there's a lot of downside potential. At minimum, probably $54. Yeah, the best place to look for some structure is like $48, $49 on Dominion Energy. But yeah, dude, it could just be like an X, A, B, C situation, and then the C to D wave. Man, they could pull this back to $54 and it's still active, and they run later, and then eventually it gets to $81. I mean, but you have to break $61 to $65 first. That's a big deal. Up against big resistance. Failed twice. Okay, and Mag, I think you did. And that was the last formal request. So we made it, man. We got through it. I've been live now an hour and a half. Please hit the like button, the bell, the sub. If you haven't, it's the second of the month, second best day to join the Patreon, patreon.com/MitchRayTA. You get access to trade setups, education, access to my charts. I typically post daily if I'm in town. I think there's value there. But, above all that, you're supporting my team. This supports what I do, and you're supporting a content creator who never sold out, never accepted money from entities to promote to you, never monetized on YouTube, never subjected you to advertisements, 7.5+ years now, going on 8. So if it's not you supporting the channel, it's literally no one. Just know that. All right. Well, let's break 112. We haven't yet. We haven't even tested it yet since the break on the daily. Really want to get back above that. Want to invalidate the bearish engulfing candle of 112.5. That would be amazing. There's just no resistance above 112. That's why we really want to break it again. You could be easily going to 116.9, 117 if we break 112. So I'm just hoping for that, for the sake of the altcoins, Solana, all of them, so they can keep going. So I'll be back tomorrow. So until next time, respect the T. A.